morning, peeps. My apologies for disappearing on y'all yesterday. I couldn't do it. I had to take the day. Many of you know that I am a woman of a particular age, and so I haven't had to deal with a monthly for almost a year now. Well, Aunt Flo showed up yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday it started. And I'm going to leave it at that. All of the symptoms that I didn't have to deal with for months, they all piled on me with a vengeance for the past few days. Yeah, so I had to take the day yesterday, but I'm back. And something is going on with Mitch McConnell. Remember the other day I came in and I said, where is Mitch McConnell? We haven't heard not one peep about Mitch McConnell for weeks now. A lot of people are speculating that he has gone on. Y'all know I like the term gone on to glory. But yeah, he's no longer on this side. That's what a lot of people are saying. And somebody did some digging. I guess it was TMZ who did the digging and got the 911 call that was made when Mitch McConnell ended up in the hospital. Let's listen to it, shall we?
Medical officer, medic agent 3, medic 3, I get a response unconscious. Medical officer, medic agent 3, medic 3, I get a response unconscious. EMS to respond for cardiac arrest. EMS to respond for cardiac arrest. A43.
Because of the heavy accent, I couldn't understand a lot of what she said. But I did understand cardiac arrest and 843. Cardiac arrest as in heart attack. Now, the rumor is that he was unconscious. The rumor is that he suffered a cardiac arrest. And the rumor is he's no longer on this side. Y'all let me know your thoughts on their situation. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why are they being so secretive about it? Because Republicans, if Mitch McConnell has gone on to glory, Republicans don't want to have a special election to fill that seat. They don't want to have a special election to fill that seat. I don't know if Kentucky is one of those states where the governor can appoint someone to fill that seat or if there needs to be a special election. But I know that they don't want either because I believe the governor of Kentucky is a Democrat. And if he's able to appoint someone, I believe Republicans are fearful that he will appoint a Democrat to that seat. And then they don't want to do a special election because it could be a toss-up. So I believe they're trying to keep, if he has gone on to glory, I believe they are trying to keep it on the hush-hush because I think there is a point before an election where it's cut off, where if there's an open seat and it's open, then they can't do like a special election or appoint someone to the seat. I think there's a time frame. Y'all let me know your thoughts about all of that. If what I'm thinking is right, because I could be wrong. I don't live in Kentucky, but yeah. Do you think Mitch McConnell has gone on to glory? Let me know your thoughts. Now for me, it's too little too late. He should have done this repeatedly throughout the primary. And after he won the primary, he should have been doing this. But he's finally stepped up to the plate to tell these rabid racists who claim to be in support of him to leave Jasmine Crockett alone.
You defending Jasmine Crockett against people who say that they're your supporters. They say that they're, kind of slinging mud at her, and they're saying that she should act a certain way. What would be your response?
Yeah, on the first day of the primary race, I put out a video for every one of my supporters to see, saying that Congresswoman Crockett is my colleague. She is my friend. She's a leader in the state, and she deserves the utmost respect. And I reiterated that throughout the campaign. I will reiterate it today.
Yeah.
Because if anyone claims to be my supporter and is out there attacking Congresswoman Crockett or attacking anybody elected official in the state of Texas in our party, one, they don't speak for me. They do not represent the movement that we are trying to build.
Yeah.
And they are being counterproductive to the work that's in front of all of us. And they should turn their fire on Ken Paxton.
I know.
That's what would be helpful to
Put
me.
the energy that way.
Yeah. Yes, please leave the Congresswoman alone.
When I first heard that, I didn't hear that part. She's my friend. Is she your friend, James Talarico? They have been taking Jasmine Crockett through the mud. Through the mud. And you have been silent. She's your friend, James Talarico? Baby, with friends like you, who needs enemies? Anywho, he finally said it. Leave the Congresswoman alone. If you are out here doing the things that you are doing, Keith Edwards, Taylor Lorenz, Rogue DNC, and all of you racist leftists who are in support of James Talarico, who are talking shit continuously about Jasmine Crockett, he said, you do not represent the movement. You are a hindrance to the movement. You are in contradiction to what it is that he is trying to do. Turn your ire to Ken Paxton. Isn't that what I said the last few days? Ain't that what I said? All of what y'all are doing, it's not going to make black people go into the voting booth to vote for James Talarico. It's going to do the opposite. Let me tell you one thing about black people. Black people will show you better than they can tell you. It will come to a point where black people are going to be like, all right, bet. We can show you better than we can tell you. And a lot of black Texans, that's where they are. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about it anymore. They don't want to plead with you anymore. They don't want to try to get you to see their humanity. They don't want to try to get you to understand that they know what's going on. They don't want to have any conversation with you. At this point, they just want to show you. After all of this time, James Talarico, this is something that you should have been saying and doing. It should have been a part of your campaign speech at every fucking campaign stop. She's your friend. Anywho, that ain't for me. I'm not in Texas. I'm not in Texas. But I believe this is a step in the right direction. My Texas peeps, is this a step in the right direction for you? Is this a step? Let me know in the comments. Listen, if y'all going out to Donald Trump's Freedom 250 fair, you might want to think twice about it. Remember I told y'all the other day that they raised millions of dollars, the Smithsonian, millions of dollars. Millions. Come to find out, it was over $100 million that they raised for America's 250 celebration. Donald Trump and his merry band of con men and thieves intercepted that money. And the little thing that they put together, I gave it $2 million at the most, right? $2 million they spent on that. And it's starting to show. Yeah, the news crews are out there showing all of the shoddy work, all of those little different pavilions that they have that are closed in. They aren't open, they're closed in, have no AC. The little lady out there yesterday, little Trump supporter, started to see stars because it was so fucking hot. And the people were on that stage. That looks like the main stage. They were on that stage doing rehearsals, and the fucking stage is falling apart. I'm going to take back that $2 million I gave, and I'm going to say they used probably 1.5. Here's the video. That could have killed somebody. That could have killed somebody. Yeah, rehearsal over. So if you're going out there, be prepared for the heat. Because you think you're going to duck into one of those little pavilion type things and get a breather. Ain't no AC in those things. You think you could just get you a quick bottle of water to cool off? The water is $5 a bottle, or is it $10 a bottle? It's exorbitantly priced. The little old lady that was seeing stars, they had to put her in the baptismal pool. Remember I told you they had a baptismal pool out there? Yeah, they had to put her in the baptismal pool to cool her off. Yeah. If you're going out there, be safe. Around these parts, we ain't celebrating. We ain't celebrating. Yeah. We gonna be here at the house, though. In the AC. Yeah, minding our own business. Baby, I have always said, Donald Trump, if your supporters are dumb enough to give you their hard-earned money, then Donald Trump, get that money. Donald Trump has made over $600 million. His little financial disclosures was released the other day. I forget how many pages they say it is. It's huge. And it goes into detail all of the money that Donald Trump has made. It goes into detail all of the gifts that he has received since he's taken office. And over $600 Donald Trump made from swindling his supporters out of money in regards to that the crypto and the memes, and I don't know how any of that works. My brain could never grasp how they were making the money. But clearly it's a scam. Yeah. Check this out.
These are two investors into the Trump coin, and these are Trump supporters. If Trump was putting his name behind it, it must be a legitimate investment. This is a woman who spoke to Reuters. She put $2,000 of her savings into the Trump meme. At the end of May, her Trump holding was worth less than $120. She now thinks it was just a pump and dump scheme. The second investor, Matt, a 45-year-old machinist in Indiana, put $40,000 into Trump family tokens. When a stock has presidential backing in a way, at least from his sons, you would think it would go up. Matt's shares have dropped 79% in value since he bought them for a loss of about $32,700. He does not blame the Trump family. He said he believes Democrats and anti-Trump investors are taking short positions.
That is what you call Trump derangement syndrome. $40,000 he invested. He's lost $32,000, and yet Donald Trump made over $600 million. But to that supporter, it's the Democrats' fault, not Donald Trump's fault. Yeah, I believe the way the scam works is that Donald Trump and his friends, they buy the crypto, the meme currency. Then they make an announcement. And then all of the MAGA nuts jump on board and buy. And while they're buying, Trump and his friends, they sell. they make the money when they sell. And now that they have bought all of these meme coins and crypto or whatever it's called, it's worth nothing. It's worth nothing now. They got all of the money. Donald Trump, if they dumb enough to give it to you, get that money. Well, I'm over there. I'm over there. I finally logged in late yesterday over on Threads, and I saw my people having a good old time with this White and Proud Facebook group. Yeah, this Facebook group, I think it's called White and Proud or Proud to be White or something like that, right? And my people done found out about it. My people done went over to Facebook and infiltrated the group and have taken over the group. They have taken over the group, and my people are over in there antagonizing them racist white people. They are over there cutting up a fool over there in that group. And I finally went on over there and joined the group so I could see what's going on. Child, let me show you what I had to answer questions in order to join the group. Here are the questions, and the name of the group is White and Proud. The first question is, are you white? I responded and said, dope. Are you proud of your heritage? I responded and said, yes. And the last question is, are you proud of your culture? I responded and said, yes. And then it goes into this, I agreed with the group rules, and it says, keep it white. Darker skinned individuals, please make your own page. Please leave. Can't you do anything for yourselves? And I click submit, and I'm in the group, but I can't really post anything until they approve my membership. But there's thousands of other black people that have been approved, and they are having a time. Do you hear me? Some woman or some white person posted this. I bet black women wish their hair was as long as beautiful white queens. Ashley, a brown woman, a black woman, says, nah, y'all hair stink after y'all wash it. They are in there acting a fool. Glenn posted, why are black people in this group? Tania responded and said, because segregation ended in the 60s. And then Leah responded and said, we doing this shit for our ancestors, boy. And then the brother came back and made a post that said, why so many white people in this group? Baby, I've been over in that group cracking up at my people. I'm just over there to be nosy. But I did decide that if they do let me in, I'm going to go on over there and educate the poorly educated. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show enough post my political videos in that group. They need to be educated. Ain't no reason for them to be walking around being this dumb. I'm going to do my part. That's all I got for this little compilation of news stories. But before I head out, I want to thank some people who sent me a little love over on the CashApp. I want to thank Alicia J. Thank you so much, Alicia. And yes, I will definitely use your donation to take myself out to lunch. I found a black-owned farm that's about 20 minutes from me. I'm going to go check out the farm and buy me some meats and some vegetables while I'm out there. And then I'm going to go check out another market that I found. It's not black owned, but it looks like it's international. So I'm going to go check that out just to take a look-see and see what they have to offer. It's very popular here in the Atlanta area. I also want to thank Brian H. Thank you so much for your donation. I want to thank Royna W. Thank you, Royna, for your donation. I want to thank Cassandra R. Thank you, Cassandra, for your donation. And I want to thank Heidi E. Thank all of y'all for your donations. I really appreciate it. With that said, that's all I got, but I'm going to leave you guys with the video from, I forget his name, Representative. He introduces himself in the video, but he And some of his fellow congressmen and women have been investigating Donald Trump, specifically when it comes to the America 250 celebration. And he's breaking it down from the rooter to the tutor with what they did with the money and how they are stealing from the taxpayers of the United States. All right. Y'all have a fantastic day. I don't know if I'll be in tomorrow. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. All right. Y'all be safe popping them fireworks. I'll see y'all later.
America's 250th birthday is being run by a shadow company you've never heard of. Freedom 250 has raised millions of dollars. It's selling access to the president, and it won't tell you who's paying or where the money goes. This is how Trump hijacked America's birthday. By rewriting the rules to let the ultra-wealthy and politically connected take advantage of the American people. I'm Congressman Jared Huffman. I lead the Democrats on the House Natural Resources Committee. We've spent the past year trying to uncover the truth about what happened, and I want to walk you through exactly what we've found. So how did this private company end up running America's official 250th celebration, siphoning off millions of taxpayer dollars and harvesting Americans' personal data? Let's start at the beginning. In 2016, Congress did something rare. Republicans and Democrats came together and created a commission called America 250 to plan the 250th. They built it to be nonpartisan on purpose, so no president could ever make the country's birthday his own. The America 250 Commission was well underway to honor the anniversary with expertly planned festivals, activities, and unifying events to celebrate our country and its founding. Then, Donald Trump decided he wanted something different. He wanted a party he could use for his own personal, political, and financial gain. So first, he tried to take over America 250. His appointee to the commission teamed up with the Speaker of the House in an attempt to push 4 commissioners out of their seats and replace them with MAGA loyalists. When that didn't work, Trump created his own shadow entity to circumvent and supplant America 250. They call it Freedom 250. On paper, it's a shell company registered in Delaware through the same anonymous vendor the president uses for his other businesses. But this LLC is different. It was lodged inside the National Park Foundation, the charity that's funded our national parks for 50 years. Think about why you'd do that. As part of a charity, the LLC could take in huge sums of money without ever naming who or where it came from. This arrangement lets them sell access to the president, collect checks from anyone willing to pay, and keep every donor's name secret, all under the banner of a trusted American institution, the National Parks Foundation. Then they starved America 250. Congress had set aside $150 million to celebrate our 250th. The America 250 Commission was promised $100 million of that funding. But in November of 2025, the White House told the America 250 chairwoman she would only get $50 million. And in the months that followed, they whittled it down to just $25 million. The rest of the money was taken by Freedom 250. Between this and other redirected funds, hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars are now unaccounted for. Now follow the money, because this is where it gets worse. Freedom 250 went after the real commission's corporate sponsors, not just donations, but a quid pro quo of access to Trump in exchange for cash. Lockheed Martin, ExxonMobil, Chevron, MasterCard, United Airlines, United Health. Most of these corporations are lobbying and trying to win contracts from the same government that's now selling them special access. And as they wrote their checks to Freedom 250, the president was trading their stocks and posting their ticker symbols online to juice their values. Trump's cronies were then deployed across the globe to solicit money from foreign governments. The CEO of Freedom 250 flew to Davos, stood in front of a room of foreign governments and asked them, in his words, how they wanted to shape America's birthday. Foreign governments shaping our 250th. He called it marketing freedom. According to a whistleblower, not everyone who donated money to Freedom 250 knew that's what they were doing. Fundraisers misled donors who intended to support the America 250 Commission by giving them Freedom 250's banking information. And through this bait and switch, contributions meant for the nonpartisan birthday foundation were routed to Trump's shadow corporation instead. This is potential wire fraud. And Freedom 250 has been collecting more than money. Its website runs through a company owned by Brad Parscale, the president's longtime digital strategist. Every American who signs up for a free event, even the families who registered for the World Cup fan zone on the National Mall, hands over a name, a location, and a phone number that feeds straight into a political operation built to profile and target voters. Americans just wanting to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday are unknowingly signing up to potentially have their data harvested and added to Trump's campaign operation. While Trump and Freedom 250 are pretending this celebration is about America's history, they've been forcing public servants across the country to erase our country's real story from parks and public spaces. Park rangers were given marching orders to take down factual signs about slavery, climate change, and the forced removal of Native Americans. And in their place, Trump and his political allies have been pushing their sanitized and distorted version of history. They paid out $10 million taxpayer dollars for a fleet of trucks running PragerU videos and an AI-generated George Washington that tells school kids that their rights are a gift from God, something the real Washington never said. They're parading these proselytizing propaganda trucks in front of schools on your dime. They've turned what should be a non-political unifying celebration of America's 250th into a right-wing Christian battering ram aimed at breaking down what Thomas Jefferson called the wall of separation between church and state. enshrining their extreme version of Christianity as our de facto national religion. This agenda is not subtle. It fuses white Christian supremacist identity with history revisionism, insisting the nation's founding, its laws, and our fundamental rights are rooted in the Christian Bible rather than the revolutionary principle of self-government. Their own documents are littered with proof that for them, this anniversary is not actually about America, it's about promoting two things: Christian nationalism and Donald Trump. An internal playbook called for scripture readings and worship nights on the National Mall as official birthday programming. They peddled sponsorship packages and photo ops with Trump at $10 million a pop. A UFC ring was built on the South Lawn of the White House, not for the 4th of July, but for the president's 80th birthday, with seats that ran $1.5 million and went to executives from the companies his government is supposed to regulate. They handed out contracts to Trump's closest allies, including Event Strategies, Inc., one of the masterminds who orchestrated the rallies surrounding the January 6th insurrection. For every fact we've unearthed in this investigation, we've had to fight to get it. The Republican majority in Congress has far more power than we do to demand answers, but instead of joining us in serious oversight, they've used their power to do the opposite. They blocked our requests, shielded the individuals and entities involved, and refused to hold a single hearing on any of this. They are shielding bad actors instead of holding them accountable. So today, against the obstruction and resistance of our Republican colleagues, we are dragging this fiasco out of the shadows and shining a bright light on the corruption and fraud surrounding Freedom 250. America turns 250 years old only once. We should be celebrating this anniversary together with patriotism and integrity. This milestone was paid for by every generation that built this country. But Trump has tried to quietly steal it, warping it into a celebration for one man and weaponizing it to advance his own personal, political, and financial interests. This is bigger than one anniversary. The political and legal machinations that brought us to this point are a potential blueprint for others who seek to betray the public trust, take something the public loves, run dark money through it, sell access, and make sure the details are hidden from public scrutiny. It worked this time. We can't allow it to happen again. For the next government program, the next fund, the next thing that's supposed to work for all of us, to be exploited and misused this way. That's why we have to confront this grift and corruption right now. We laid out in meticulous detail how it happened, not to tell you what to think about America's 250th anniversary, but so you'd know what they've done in our name, so that you have the facts to decide for yourself whether it's acceptable. 2 days from now, Americans of all walks of life will gather to celebrate our 250th anniversary. It's a moment for all of us to reflect on what this country stands for and who it belongs to. 250 years ago, our founders made a statement that America belongs to the people, not to powerful tyrants. We think America still belongs to all of us, to you, and we will fight to keep it that way.